Alright guys, in this episode I have received a nice wee package from Meirce Minatures. I want to show you all the different little bits and bobs I've bought, along with giving you some lore and kind of background information on why I've bought these heroes and what kind of projects I can put them towards. So first up, I kind of wanted to expand my massive Numenorian army. I kind of wanted to have different heroes from different periods. So right now I've got the 17th king of Numenor, Tar Minister, and his army commander Kiriatur. However, I do want to kind of represent maybe some other different periods in Numenor's history because it's, 3,000 years, and I've picked up a couple of minis that I thought might represent some of these characters quite well. So the first one is this guy from Meirce Minatures. I think this guy is going to look really good as either a Numenorian priest as part of my army that I've already got. Rules wise, I'd probably use the Rivendell Stormcaller allied into Numenor so that it's a legal army. It also kind of fits the Ar-Pharazôn, the Golden, as he called himself. I think this mini might actually be able to pass as him, but I do think for Ar-Pharazôn I would like to make him look a bit mightier and grander because Numenor was insanely powerful at this point. At the point where they just looked at Sauron and he shot himself. So I think this will do for just a Numenorian priest. Maybe Ar-Pharazôn, we shall see. Next up we continue the Numenor theme, and I've got this guy here. I would definitely switch out his shield though to the same kind of shield that I've got normally, but he's basically just another Numenorian captain. I do realise that I've given some of my Numenorian captains spears, and Numenorian captains can't actually take spears, so I'm going to have to change the weapons on them, and I thought this guy would be perfect to add to the ranks as he's just got a sword and a shield, and he's got the awesome sideways helmet. I just thought he was just a really nice looking mini, so picked him up for just a basic captain. So anyway, up next, the last in the Numenor line. Well, last of my Numenorian figures, but first in line for the kingship of Numenor. I've got this miniature here. I think it looks absolutely amazing, and I'm going to be thinking of using him as Elros. Elros was the first king in Numenor and also Elrond's brother. Elros decided to go down the route of men rather than the elves like his brother Elrond. I don't usually go with Greek helms for my men, as I think Greek helms look quite elven in appearance, but the fact that it's Elros and he's half elven and the first king in Numenor, I think it actually looks quite fitting in this miniature. I might change some little bits in this miniature just to give him my own personalised flavour, but other than that I think he looks like a top-notch Elros. Next up, if you've seen my Children of Húrin video, you'll notice that I was looking for another Hjor, as the one I had was crazy overscaled, and unfortunately I thought this miniature looked absolutely perfect for Hjor, but again I've ordered it and he is absolutely huge. Look at the size of him in comparison to this one. It's just crazy. I think this line of miniatures might be a different scale, but it didn't tell me anywhere on the website, so it doesn't say this one's 40mm or 32mm compared to the usual 28, because look at it, it's absolutely huge, even in comparison to Elros. I know Hjor was the second tallest man ever, but he wasn't that tall. But I thought that was an absolutely perfect one, but he's come and he's absolutely massive, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that. But I also did order a backup. I have this guy here. I did think if I managed to green stuff some armour onto him and give him a better, the kite shields that I used, he might look like a new Hjor, but I'm not entirely convinced. Also the fact he's got a sword and not an axe. I'll need to think about that. I need to come back and find another Hjor. This guy can probably this guy could even just run as a Dunland captain or something in the future. Now, this one that is really exciting to me. I thought I could run her as just a clanswoman of Lamadon. I thought she looks really awesome. It's a shame that Lamadon don't get captains. I do think that a lot of the fiefdoms could be beefed out a bit. They could all get captains, they should all get banners, etc. They should all be their own little army in their own right. And there's so many fiefdoms that aren't even taken into consideration, like Peneth Gellan, my favourite one, or Pelagier. There's so much down there that could be expanded upon. Sadly it hasn't been. So for now she's just going to be a basic clanswoman of Lamadon. Next up, I've got this miniature, another Meirce miniature. I thought this would make an absolutely incredible Haleth from the first age, from the House of Haleth.
When the second house of men crossed over the Blue Mountains into Osiriant, they were known as the Haleth. They were much more warlike than the House of Beor and tended to stab each other to death, just for the fun of it. This meant the Green Elves were never really fond of them, unlike the House of Beor. So the men decided to cross the River Thalos and Askar and head north into Thargelion to create their own home. However, just when everything's looking nice and peaceful and lovely, Morgoth decides to send a massive host of orcs down through the Gap of Maglor. All the different tribes of men that were never really friendly with each other decided that they had to band together to fight off this host. However, the orcs were too many and they had to fall back to the angle between the River Askar and Gelion. It was there that Haldad took control and decided to build a massive wooden stockade. I just realised that the miniature I said could be a Dunland captain earlier could also replicate Haldad. After many days of holding off the orc horde, Haldad and his son were killed. This is when his warrior-like daughter Haleth takes charge. She takes a stand and holds off the orc horde for over a week, when eventually Caranthir, one of Feanor's sons, finally rides to their aid with his massive elven host and scatters the orc army. Caranthir, seeing their valour, decides to offer them the fiefdom of Thargelion. However, out of pride and desire to remain independent, she told Caranthir to shove it and decided to gather the rest of her people and led them to Estelad. However, against the desire of her people, Haleth led the Haladin even further west, between the Mountains of Terror and the Girdle of Melian, suffering much from being assaulted from all the mad Griblies in the Mountains of Terror. However, they were rewarded when they made it to the Forest of Brethil on the western border of Doriath. This is where they settled for the duration of the First Age. She was a chieftainess of the Haladin until she died and retained a picked bodyguard of women. When she died, her people raised a green mound for her in the heights of the forest. It was named Tur Haretha, the Lady Barrow, and having never married, the leadership of the Haladin passed to her nephew Haldan.
I think it's a great pose. Might change the shield, do something a bit different to her just to make it more personalised, but apart from that, I think it fits the bill pretty well. And don't forget, you got your Guardians of Wiltshire. I've just got some more printed shields. I don't know what I'd do without these, they're absolutely fantastic. Might add these to a couple of these minis. There's a full range in the catalogue, so you can get whatever you want, from your orcs all the way up to your elves. Fantastic, love it. And then 3D prints. I recently got some 3D STLs and lots of wee heads that I'm going to be able to use in my minis. Quite excited for that. I've got some printing at the moment. I'm printing off a huge batch of the ones I want to do a full army for my House of the Fountain before I do the video. So hopefully they'll be done soon and I'll be able to show you that. I do regret not getting into 3D printing a lot sooner. I think I was so scared of it, I left it in the box for like 2 years, but I finally got, thanks to Rab from Rabtastic Paints, go check him out, I finally realised that it's a piece of piss and I'm loving it. I'm literally printing off some other clansmen in a bagpiper as well, so I'm excited for that. Some more heads. I don't know where I got these from, but they're nice Norman heads. I don't know why these are here, but they are. And now, on to my biggest package.
If you'll pardon the pattern.
My package is so big, it won't fit under the light. So I'm just going to have it here and I'll take bits out. So one of my lovely followers, Mini Lotter, was kind enough, I don't know why, I think you're absolutely mental sending me this, giving me his Battle of 5 Armies for my 10mm stuff. Seeing as I somehow lost my copy, he was very kind enough and sent me his because he says he would never use it. Oh, so many bits and bobs in here, look. Elves. More elves. A wee eagle! A wee eagle! Look at that, man, isn't that just incredible? I've also ordered a whole load of 10mm stuff from Cobblestone Minis, and I've even found there's loads of 10mm prints now from Wake's Emporium. I'm going to have a lot of stuff for my 10mm. So let's keep looking, shall we? Look at these. Some elves. Dwarves. Even some lovely terrain. Look at this. Look at this. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much, Mini Lotter. He has a channel as well and an Instagram, and I'll put them in the links and I'll put them a wee card at the end of the video just so you can check them all out. Yeah. Oh, it's Bjorn!
Stop it. Get some help.
So many minis, but not enough time. Like, here's all the goblins, look. Look at all the goblins. And hopefully at some point soon I'll be able to do a 10mm bat rep on the channel. Here he is. Here's Gandalf. And the Hobbit. And the Raven. Oh no, it's not a Raven, it's a... Swallow. Is it a swallow? No. Oh, thrush. Just like on my package. Finally got there. So another project for me to paint. Cannot wait to do that. So I hope you enjoyed this quick little episode. I just felt like I should get an extra video out this week, seeing as the last 2 weeks have been a bit bare. I wanted to kind of show you like my mindset when I'm picking up and the different places I go to look for alternate models. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you have anywhere else you know where I could find a QR model. That would be fantastic because I really am struggling now. I'd be tempted to try and sculpt one myself, but after the Ravener, don't think my green stuffing skills are up to scratch these days. Don't think I'll be able to sculpt an entire miniature myself. Big thank you to everyone who watches and all my Patreons. You are the lifeblood of the channel. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Hand transitions. Double hands. Woo, woo. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and remember to give my bell a good old ring. A wee eagle! A wee eagle! Look at that, man. Isn't that just incredible? You'll notice here, when I'm doing the double hand transition, that there's only one angle used, and that's because I somehow, even though the camera was right here in front of my face, I somehow managed to film my paint collection, not myself. Somehow, even though it was right here, like this, I blinded myself for it. I didn't notice it was filming. I should just give up, man. What a fuck. Oh, USB device. I've left that too long as well, that's nearly cold. So my next video is about me getting kind of like a big package. Should I call it?
Yeah. Well, there we go.
So what should I call it? Should I call it I've got a massive package?
You could
revealing my massive package.
Well, I received a massive package from the postman.
Showing
a
off
couple of different places.
my massive package on video.
Operation U-Tree would like to know about my massive package.
And the different places I go to look for alternate models. Don't know what that is. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this kind of different take on things. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this kind of different small. So I hope you enjoyed this kind of different take. So I hope you enjoyed